Hey, what's up, guys? Any of you guys out there like playing poker? I, for one, am one of them. I love playing poker, and it's one of the few card games, I'm actually pretty good at, especially like in a casino setting. But, people talk about life being like playing a card game. Like you play the cards that you're dealt. But of course, in poker, you got two options. You can bluff. This is if you don't have a good hand. You can bluff and get them to fold. But you have to be dishonest and you have to manipulate the other players into quitting before you. Or you yourself can fold and wait for another hand. But I've always heard that in life, you either play the cards you're dealt or you fold, because we don't get a second hand. And maybe some people do. They get a second chance at things. They get a second hand to play. But a lot of us are stuck with the same cards. For example, some of these guys out here, they talk about struggles and talk about, running game, and they can't do anything but win because they got the devil's hand, and they're playing the cards they're dealt. Fair enough. But most of us end up with a hand like this, so close to something but not enough. So we have to bluff or we have to fold. Now, it seems to me that most of the women out here, when they're sitting at the table, they have a little bit of this. They have that ace up the sleeve. They've always got a backup. They got a backup card to play. But when we play the game, the majority of us men don't have an ace up our sleeve to play. And that's the sad truth of this world. If you want to put it like a card game. A lot of people have different interpretations of things, but for the most part, it irritates me to no end to hear the boomer hope strategy. Well, you just work hard. You just put in a lot of effort and you work really hard and you'll make it and you'll be successful. It's not true. It's not true at all. Because failure over and over and over again at something doesn't make you successful at it. In fact, it shows that you are not successful at it. And you could work so hard for years and not have a dollar to your name. Well, he just wasn't good with finances. Okay, fair enough. Say he had a good job and was making quite a fortune. all of a sudden gets hit with a lawsuit or bills or something. And now he's penniless, living out of a car. Would you say he was successful? Maybe for a moment. But overall, you're not successful. Because this world merits success on money, wealth, status, and it's pretty much that shallow. So when I see a lot of these red pill guys out here, and I'm not, to each his own, but when you're pushing men to just money, status, money, status, status, money, money, status, when you're pushing people to go that direction, you're encouraging this world, this shallowness that engulfs our world. But don't tell people lies that if they just work hard, that they'll be successful. I mean, a lot of it is just, say you got into the housing market at the peak of housing. You made it, made some money. But say you got into the housing market right at the crash. Now you've lost everything, got to start over. And there's not many do-overs in life. I'm almost 40 years old. And it's really difficult. And I know there's a lot of guys have just picked themselves back up and started over and made something of themselves. But generally, there's a way that they did it, and they're not telling you. It's either good old boy club, who you know, insider trading type of deals, something shady, like businesses putting regular workers beneath them as disposability and padding their own pockets instead of appreciating your employees. Instead of appreciating your workers, you treat them as disposable objects. Yes, that brings wealth to the wealthy and continues to up their shares. But the common folk are struggling in this disposability culture. I don't like it. I'm not happy with the hand I've been dealt. I'm sure a lot of you are out there are not happy either. But why are we chasing the things that this world says is success? Are we trying to conform to this world? Are we trying to impress women? We'll say, hey, you get money, power, status,